So the whole beginning of the documentary, they're like, yo, where's Stevie? We done call Stevie. The record label like, yo, have you got in touch with Stevie? Keep in mind, this is before we had cell phones. You could just pick them joints up. So the funny thing is Stevie Wonder, they tracked Stevie Wonder down. I think it was like 2 days or something like that before the recording. And Stevie like, all right, what we gonna write? I got some ideas. Y'all good? I got something for you. So Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones like, Stevie, bro, we done. We done wrote the song. Here's what we want you to sing this. So they said Stevie was like, for real? Y'all just done wrote it? Like, I just called y'all yesterday. Stevie, we been calling you for 4 weeks. Where you been at? Man. Welcome to the Mad Lucrative Podcast. I'm the host, the one and only Magneto 7 in the building. I'm here. Listen. Y'all, I'm going to be struggling through this pod. I'm going to just let y'all know. Hold up. This is episode 130. Where we at? Thank you. 133. So hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. We just getting back to it. This episode This episode is brought to you by Groomy. Groomy is a male grooming product. If you got a bald head like mine and get your joints clean, like swallowed. I had to do it. I felt it coming up. I felt it. If you put the Groomy product on your head, it really does do a good job of shaving your head. Like you don't get no nicks, you no razor bumps. All that stuff is good. The clipper actually swallows. Groomy might send me an email like, yo, all right, you got to reshoot that. I don't like that. But anyway, welcome to episode 133. This has been a pretty cool week, pretty cool weekend. I've noticed, and also we got a mad lucrative community member. Goliath is going to be in the room a little bit later on. Goliath is going to be interviewed a little bit later on. And I'm going to be doing the shout outs on TikTok. So everybody that's on TikTok, everybody that's on Super Chats, I'm going to shout y'all out just to show my appreciation. So stay right there. But we got Goliath, the lucrative community member. He's going to be on a little bit later on talking about the things that he's offering, products that he has for independent artists, and different things that he's just doing. Like I believe in supporting the people that support me. So if you support me, I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you everything that I got, the clothes off of my back. The shoes on my feet. Take the shackles off so I can dance, huh? I just want to praise them. I came up with that all on my own. I came up with that whole thing. I came up with that by myself. So Super Chat. Y'all don't believe me, yo. I came up with that. Just take the shackles off my feet so I could dance. I came up with that. No plagiarism involved. Unless it's a group called Mary Mary. I mean, if you want to count them, but it's been cool. It's been a cool weekend. I look at everybody's reactions to everything that's going on. As y'all know, I'm a Grammy Award-winning music producer. The funny thing is, every time Grammy season comes around, I try to just go I like to be in the house. I don't want to be like bothered or none of that stuff. I just like to chill. So the funny thing is, every time Grammy season comes around, people be like, yo, you ain't going to the Grammys? And I'm like, yo, why would I go to the Grammys if I'm not nominated? I've already won one. Like, why would I go again if I'm just... Truth moment. A lot of those people, and that sounds terrible what I'm about to say, but a lot of those people I just don't vibe with. A lot of people in that space are just not genuine. Everybody's superficial. Everybody's there for the photo op. People just want to rub elbows and all that stuff, but nobody wants to provide some value. I'm the value king. If anybody comes to my chat on TikTok, anybody comes to my super chat on IG, whenever I go live, when I turn that camera on, I'm here to provide value. If I go speak at a college, if I go speak to a business about their marketing, I'm there to provide some type of value. So when I think of the Grammys, like the actual the event, and like how it's a ceremony, it's a cool thing to experience once. Especially if you get nominated and that you actually win. But outside of that, it's like, yo, what are we doing? It is hungry kids. It's not funny, but it's hungry kids in Africa that need some food. So while we over here we just living it up. Hey, I got drunk in here. Like, what are we doing? What are we really doing? That's where my mind goes. Shouts out to Bob Marley. He got me thinking like that. Y'all got to go watch that Bob Marley movie. When it comes out for like the general public to see, go watch the Bob Marley movie. Come back to the chat. Let me know what you think after you watch it. But anyway, this is episode 133. Let's do some shout outs right quick. Woo! And y'all hear my voice, so I'm going to try not to scream as much on this pod. I'm going to try not to scream as much. But Angela, what up? Big Mike, what up? Matthew, what's going on? Susan, what's going on with you? Eric, what's up? What up? All right, let me go to TikTok. Cheryl, what's going on? Kevin Warlock, what up? What up? What up? DJ Real for Real, what up? What up? Was it Dashon Neil? What up? What up? Nick, what up? El Rondo, what up? Am I missing anybody? I also saw Trey, what up? What up, Trey? Joey Merritt, what up? TKSR, what up? Carnell Daniel Barry, what up? It's a lot of, like, it just got scrunched up. My stigmatism was like, oh, I bet you can't get that one. This stigmatism be getting me sometimes. But Brian, what up? Marie, what up? Tracy, what up? Those are two different people. So Marie and then Tracy, those are two different people. But yeah, anyway, this is a new week. I do have a lot of recaps. I got a lot of recaps. I had some time to digest a few little non-poverty moments this weekend. Hold up, did I just see Tammy come into the room? Did I just see Tammy? Tammy, if I saw you, let me know so I can shout you out. And Tammy has a CD, of course. See, I told you, this is how I am. I can't be no other way. I am the Michael Jordan. I think I did see Tammy, though. But Tammy has a CD. Tammy is a part of my Lucrative community. I want y'all to go out and support her CD. Go ahead and download that joint. She sent me this letter. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, Big Jesus. Big Jesus, don't let me cry. Have y'all noticed what I'll do? That's like my defense mechanism. So a lot of the times when I get in the routine and I'm like pouring out, I'm pouring myself to you, right? Give myself to you. Oh, I forgot. Trey, what up? Right. What happens is I try to make it funny so I don't get tapped into the actual emotion. The actual emotion for me be deep, y'all. The emotion, even with this is honest to God truth. The fact that people show up to listen to this podcast every week, they show up every week. Every time I go live on TikTok, they're there. Every time I turn the super chat on, they're there. That's so filling for me. That lets me know that what I'm doing is actually working, for one, and that people's lives are being touched in some way, whether they're here to laugh, like whatever they're here to do. Like, it's just like it's a thumbs up from God himself. So what I was about to say is Tammy sent me a letter in the mail, which my daughter actually went out and got the mail. And my wife was like, who is this from? I was like, this is Tammy from the Lucrative community. She's in my community like it. But Tammy had wrote a nice little letter, and it was just confirming, what else was it? It was confirming, it was validating me as a coach, and it was just a good thing I felt appreciated. I really did feel appreciated. So shouts out to Tammy, yo. Y'all go support her CD, though. The CD is fire. Listen to that joint on Valentine's Day. Is it Valentine? It's not times. It's not. I am country, so I might say times. It's Valentine's Day. But it's Valentine's Day. Go support her. Download the CD. I promise you won't. Hey, it's a vibe. But anyway, I shouted everybody out. I shout everybody out. I almost feel like we are filled. just with the intro, just with the pre-show. I feel like we're already filled. But I have to go ahead and talk about what's happened over the weekend with the Grammys. Shouts out to everybody that got a Grammy this weekend. I'll say this. Welcome to the community, because I am a Grammy winner. So welcome. Look, I'm just going to take the whole Grammys. But yeah, welcome to the community. I know it is a good feeling to get that plaque and to get validated from this group of people, right? But it's always a but attached, right? It's always a but attached. But although y'all just won this Grammy, don't let that Grammys keep you into the space of feeling like you're successful. Don't let that Grammy make you feel like you're successful. You are still on the grind. You are still a content creator. You're still a musician. You're still a manager. You're still a singer. And you still got work to do. You still got work to do. And especially if you are a person like me that just believes that music should spill over. It should. Music should actually spill over into real life. But the issue is when you create bad music, that nasty poverty music, that old nasty demon poverty music, I might have a poverty music shirt coming. It might be coming. But when you create that type of music and you don't realize that your music spills over into a certain community of people, then that's where the issue comes in. So although we have some people that won Grammys this weekend, just know that the work is not done. Know that the work is not done. Just take that as an appreciation trophy. That's it. So as we speak about appreciation, shouts out to Killer Mike, yo. I got a Killer Mike story that I want to talk about. When I first, this is before I moved to Atlanta. This is back in 2006. Sheesh. So back in 2006, shouts out to Desiree Williams. She's one of them people down here in Atlanta that just had her pulse on the music scene, had her pulse on who was coming up next. And this is before any of my placements. This is before any network of people came up. Desiree introduced me to Shorty Low. She introduced me to Killer Mike. She introduced me to a lot of Atlanta royalty. She introduced me to these people early. So I'm appreciative to her first before I start on this Killer Mike story. But anyway, I remember we were at the music, what was it called? I think it was called the Record Shop that was on the West End Mall. It was in the West End Mall on the west side of Atlanta. Well, it's a little different. If you come to Atlanta, all right, so anybody that's on the chat, if y'all plan on visiting Atlanta and somebody says, man, I want to take you to the historic West End, it's historic. It is historic. But historic for what reasons? Like, y'all know the word trap, right? Trap, right? T.I., trap music, trap. All my white folk, trap is like, trap, just trap. Do y'all know what trap music is? Because I didn't want this to get to a whole dissertation. Trap music artist. All right, so Tim X, what's the trap music artist? T.I. Who else would y'all say is the trap music artist? Gucci Mane. Young Jeezy. In the beginning, I would say 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is kind of morphed into like a pop trap artist now. But those are some of the trap artists, right? When I first moved to Georgia, well, before I moved to Georgia, I met Killer Mike at the Record Shop on the West End. And when I tell you, he is just one of the most genuine people ever. Like I never had a exchange with the artist that made me feel like they understood. And this is back then. So what I want a lot of people to realize is how he's into the whole civil rights movement stuff, and he's into equal, like the real equality, not this fabricated stuff that. And I can't talk the P word. The P word on YouTube kills my algorithm. So I can't talk the P word. If you want to know what the P word is, I type it in the chat, but I can't say it on the pod because they're literally chopping down my algorithm. I see it by the minute. It's like, oh, you mentioned it? Are you running for something? Are you running? Why are you even talking about this? So I'm not going to talk about that because YouTube don't like that algorithm. But anyway, all of the stuff that Killer Mike stands for today, he's been standing for this. It's nothing new. So I just appreciate when people like that have the grit to keep going, even though all of the BS that comes along with the music business gets thrown consistently. Oh, you ain't got no hit. If you ain't got no hit, that ain't, you ain't got no radio joint. And I even love this. A lot of my older producers, songwriters, and execs, managers, they'll get mad at me for this statement. But I'm happy that we have a thing called social media. And I'm happy that we have independent artists that have the ability to put good music. Again, I say independent, they have the ability. They have the ability to put good music out. And with that good music, build the following and support their life. I love that. Now, the only issue is we got people that's making poverty music. That's going to always be a thing. People going to always make poverty music. People going to always feel like what they do is the hottest thing. I'm the next Jay-Z. Hey, Nito, I'm going to make you the next million. You're not. You're not going to make me the next $1 million. I already know it. You don't even post on your social media page. How you going to make me my next? But anyway, but although Killer Mike got 3 Grammys, shouts out to the system that does what the system keeps doing. Shouts out. So Killer Mike gets arrested after winning 3 Grammys. He gets arrested in L.A. I don't see any charges. I just know that he was released. This is the thing. And if this ain't no wake up call for anybody, yo. Even the good work goes punished sometimes. Even the good work goes punished. And I mean, it's up to us to figure out how we're going to maneuver within this business, but good work even goes punished. It goes punished. And I am going to I'm looking at super chats. Give me a second. I'm looking at super chats. If y'all got something over here, y'all let me know. I'm looking at the super chats. I did not see the clip. If you got the clip about Michael Jackson, because I am going to talk about the documentary that I watched on Netflix. Documentary is called The Greatest Night of Pop. We are going to talk about that. But if you got a Michael Jackson clip, make sure it's no music, though. It can't have no music underneath it. If it has music underneath it, then we're going to have some issues. All right? Cool. So, yes, while you send that to me, I'm looking at the super chats. I'm looking at TikTok. Give me a second. All my audio listener, y'all just got to be here. Y'all got to show up to see how it goes down. Like, this is a whole situation. So, y'all give me 1 minute while we look. I'm looking on TikTok for a minute. All right, so y'all ain't got nothing on TikTok. All right, cool. And you say you just, in the super chats, you just sent me the link. All right, got it. Give me a second. I'm about to look at it.
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra. When you repeat a chorus over and over and over. So when a kid hears a song and he starts singing that chorus over and over and over, then you start to hear it in the alpha state, into the subconscious mind. So you start to become the song or become what you're saying.
Yeah.
Singers, when they sing songs.
So this is, and that's for everybody on YouTube, because I did hear some music underneath it. I'm going to have to mute that part when we post this on YouTube. But for everybody that's on YouTube, I just played a clip of Michael Jackson talking about how music can play on your subconscious mind. This is the thing. If we all understood what a subconscious mind was, maybe we would actually take it a little bit more serious. That's my thought. Because I think what happens is artists get into the studio, which is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is exactly why before somebody come into my studio, they got to pay for everything up front. If I'm doing a coaching call, they got to pay for everything up front. Because when we come into each other's space, I don't want to have to talk about money. I don't want any of our conversation to be diluted with, well, you still owe me at the end of this. So that's why I put things into place where, you just got to pay everything up front. But anyway, I think what happens with artists is when they get in the studio, they've been smoking, they've been drinking. I've been drinking. Just the songs. It's just certain songs. That's the Beyonce song. I mean, like, it's just one of them things. But honestly, We get into the studio, we just start creating music, and then we have no plan of action, or not a plan of action. We have no clue on what we just created. I think people don't know what they create. They just do stuff, and then they just like, all right, cool. Let's put it out. But you're putting out music that just taps into a certain subconscious mind. For me, the poverty music, although we joke, right? It's a funny thing. I play people music on the music review. I say, that's poverty music. But if you actually think about it, we are really cultivating poverty through music. If you think about it. How many songs, and I'm going to prove a point. And when Jay-Z did it, they called him old. When Jay-Z did what I'm telling y'all was going against poverty music, they called Jay-Z old. Cultivating poverty music. How many songs have we heard blow money fast, right? Blow money fast. I'm going to wear that even if I ain't got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. Shouts out to T.I. Even the idea of hot girl summer. I'm gonna tell you why this is a thing. Travis, what up? Even though the hot girl summer is a thing, I'm gonna tell you how it taps into that poverty perspective. Hot girl summer taps into the poverty perspective from the standpoint of I'm not necessarily thinking about how what I'm doing now is gonna affect me tomorrow. All I'm doing is living for the moment. I'm living for the moment. And I sound old. I know I sound old. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, at some point, everybody's going to pass 25. If you are doing the right thing and you're here to live life, you are going to pass 25. And after you pass 25, if you just start thinking about how what you did affects your partner, i.e. STDs, it's still a thing. Even though you got prep. I done seen so many prep commercials, Lord Jesus. I'm just like, do y'all want people just to be out here and see? Hey, Trey, I started to tap into that. Up here, conspiracy. I need to come back down. But yeah, like we got to think about these things, yo. We got to think about these things. And I'm going to try not to stretch this out too long because we do still have to bring Goliath on a little bit later. But yeah, musicians, I charge y'all with making music to make people think. I charge y'all with that because to just make music and say, well, I ain't nobody's mentor. I ain't nobody's role model. Come on, bro. You know, if you made music and you want to make $1 million off your music, you have to know how many people that need to hear that song for you to make $1 million. Matter of fact, let's do this. I think that'll be something fun. Let's have a little bit of fun with it. Let's see. How many streams do I need to make $1 million? All right. And we talking about music. All right. So let's see. Right now. Golly, I got to do that math. So you need almost 100 million streams to make $1 million? 1 billion streams. That's crazy. You need 1 billion? No, you need 30 billion. Y'all, okay, I'm going to take this moment. Trey, thank you for that. I'm going to take this moment to invite everybody to the Lucrative community. The Lucrative community is a group of people that I'm cultivating. This group of people. It consists of musicians. It consists of songwriters, business owners. We got a guy that has a towing service. We got a lot of people in our group. And what we do is we're helping figure out marketing strategies. We're figuring out how you can get your products over here, all of this stuff, right? Also, if you are a musician and you want your music heard on my TikTok lives, and I'm gonna start opening this up on Instagram. But if you want me to review your music, you get 8 reviews for the month. 8 reviews for the month. And I'm coaching you. My coaching call is $1,800. Y'all should be able to recite this back to me by now. But my coaching calls are $1,800 for 1 hour. My Lucrative community pays me $20 for the month. $20 for the month for all of that stuff. And my ebooks, they get it for free. If you're interested, go to the link in the subject on YouTube. If y'all on TikTok, go to the link in my bio. Join the Lucrative community. I promise you. Like, if you just heard, you're going to have to get 30 billion streams to get $1 million. I got a lot of other ways you can get $1 million. It's a little bit easier. All right, but anyway. So, I wanted to dig into this night of pop. The Greatest Night in Pop is the name of the documentary. So many gems. If you ain't watched it, I'm going to tell you about it, and you still can go back and watch it, but it's a lot of hidden gems in there. And as y'all know how I am. When it comes to content, movies, anything that we do, when it comes to that stuff, I believe in watching movies for the content. Watch it for the message, the underlining message that's in the movie. Watch the movie for that purpose. Don't just watch it for entertainment. We can do a lot of things that's entertaining, but at least let's watch it for the content and pull the content from it and apply it to your life. You got to apply it, right? So anyway, The Greatest Night of Pop. This movie was so freaking fire. Trey, have you watched it yet? Raphael, what up? Has anybody on TikTok watched the Greatest Night of Pop? It's on Netflix. Susan, it's on Netflix. So anyway, all right. So The Greatest Night of Pop it's a documentary on how we are the world. Like, we are the world. We are the children, right? That song. This is a documentary of everything that it took to make that song happen. It is ridiculous. So I can't think of the specific names outside of Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones. Those Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, and Lionel Richie were the brains behind the music as far as the musical aspect. And then everything else we had, like the guy that came up with the American Music Awards, he was affiliated with it. A lot of people, a lot of money, right? But what happened with the documentary is everybody they were trying to figure out, I think it was Bon Jovi or somebody just came from Africa. I can't think of it was some white dude, one of the white people. White people, I'm not trying to be funny. Tim, I'm not trying to be funny. It was just one of the white people. One of the white artists. How about that? But they came back from Africa. And after they came back from Africa, they had such a charge on what could we do to make a difference. So they had an idea. They said, why don't we come up with a song? And I don't know what the name of the song is going to be, but it's a benefit for the U.S. to help Africa, right? So then they called, I think Lionel Richie was the first person. No, Quincy Jones was the first person they called. Quincy Jones called Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie called Michael Jackson, right? I think in that order. But y'all got to watch it. See, y'all got to watch the doc. But what happened was they were like, yo, Mike, they got this going on in Africa. It's kids on the ground. They looking dirty. I'm not trying to be, y'all better not laugh. This is not a funny moment. So do not laugh. But they're telling Michael Jackson, there's kids on the ground. They dirty. They live in Africa. They need food. We got moms and kids. They dying. We just need some help. Can y'all come up with a song that we can put out, raise some money to help the kids over in Africa? So Michael Jackson, of course, oh my God, I can't believe this is terrible. No, that's funny. But this is terrible. Oh my God, we got to do something about it, right? So Mike and Lionel Richie get together. They start coming up with the idea. And the funny thing is, while they're talking in the doc, Lionel Richie is talking about all of the random stuff he saw while he was at Michael Jackson's house. So he like, the monkey over there eating hot chocolate. I'm making up stuff, but y'all gotta watch it. The monkey over there he drinking hot chocolate while the snake got hidden. I see the snake on my back. I'm like, oh my God, Mike, what you doing? Michael Jackson come get the snake. Oh my God, Lionel, it's okay. Lionel, it's okay. It's just a snake. Lionel Richie's like, I'm black. I don't do snakes. I don't do no snakes. Mike, get your snake, right? But anyway, the underlining funny, and when y'all watch it, y'all let me know what y'all think. But the underlining funny in the whole doc was Stevie Wonder, man. Hold on, let me get one for Stevie Wonder, man. So the whole beginning of the documentary, Stevie Wonder cannot be found. just can't be found. I'm gonna assume Stevie Wonder was out here in these streets. I think Stevie Wonder was out here with the baddies, right? But anyway, so the whole beginning of the documentary, they're like, yo, where's Stevie? We done call Stevie. The record label like, yo, have you got in touch with Stevie? Keep in mind, this is before we had cell phones. You could just pick them joints up. So the funny thing is Stevie Wonder, they tracked Stevie Wonder down. I think it was like 2 days or something like that before the recording. And Stevie like, all right, what we gonna write? I got some ideas. Y'all good? I got something for you. So Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones like, Stevie, bro, we done. We done wrote the song. Here's what we want you to sing this. So they said Stevie was like, for real? For real? Y'all just done wrote it? Like I just called y'all yesterday. Stevie, we been calling you for 4 weeks. Where you been at? Let me know if y'all think like this too. But anyway, the funny thing is they got all of these parties involved to make this one song happen. I think they had Madonna. They had one of the members from Bon Jovi. They had Barry Manilow. Just people, black and white people. Black and white. And this is the nugget. This is the jewel that I want everybody to pull out of it. And we got to bring Goliath on. But this is the jewel. This is the jewel that I want everybody to pull from it. It takes so much effort to get to the level of success where I feel like we should be. It takes so much effort. So while we are out here bickering about the lame stuff of life, this poverty music concept, this poverty food, while we're out here bickering and complaining about certain things like that, it's so much work that has to be done on a consistent basis where if y'all just focus, and I wrote something down too. This is something I wrote down before. In order for us to reach a certain level of success, like the highest level of success, in order for us to reach that, we have to be aware of what's going on. We have to have a plan. And we also have to have help. Hello. You got to be aware. You got to have the first variable. The first variable is this. We have to know it's possible. If we don't know that whatever that big thing is, we have to understand that it's possible to get it done. So let's change it. To get to that the highest level of success, we have to understand that it's possible for one. It's possible to achieve it. We have to be aware of everything that's involved to achieve it. We have to build a plan, and we got to find some help. And the reason I wanted to say that in the middle of talking about this documentary is I'm going to say when they first built the plan for the song, and this is one song, y'all. We talking about one song. We can't even get a producer to do a beat with somebody, much less 1,000 people. But anyway, we talking about one song. We Are the World. So let me see. I don't know how many artists was on it. Let me look it up right quick. Cause you got to think, for the level of artistry that they got to do this song, you got managers, you got agents, you got record labels that got to clear the artist. You got all of these moving parts, and they got it done. And this is the one thing. Hold on. One more time. How many artists was on We Are the World? All right. 35 years ago, it was 46 artists. 46 artists, just artists. So divvy that out. Let's say each artist has separate labels. So you got 46 different labels. You got 46 different managers. You got 46 different everything, right? To make this happen for one night. And this is the crazy thing. This is the cool, fun, crazy thing. Quincy Jones called on some guy that came from opera music, and he knew how to put parts together. So if this artist over here has a certain tone, we're going to put them towards the end of the song. All of our solo parts, we're going to put the solo parts over here. Like, this was a big situation. And the funny thing is they had to have this done in one night. The night was the night of the American Music Awards. 1985. God, I was 2 years old. 2 years old. But this was the night of the American Music Awards where they had to make this song happen. How many of us have the ability to focus on one thing so long for one day? And when I say focus on it for so long for one day, do you have the ability to gather money, resources, artists, book a venue, make sure the song is written, book the audio people, book the managers, make sure that people got something to eat while they're there? Do y'all have the ability to do that? Like plan all of this stuff out for months, for one day? And I don't even think they did it for months. I think they did this in like 1 or 2 months. 1 or 2 months. Tim, I see your message right here. Angela, I see your message. I'm reading the TikTok too. Ain't nobody saying nothing on TikTok, so we might keep it going. Do we have the ability though? I watch the doc. It's a really good doc, especially if you're a musician. It'll give you some insight on how easy things are now. Things are so easy now. Back then, y'all remember me talk about having to mail out mailers of CDs in the mail to different labels? And then that was my way of, yo, send me the beat. Y'all know how y'all be like, yo, send me a beat, dog. Send me a beat back in the day cost money. It cost real money back then. Like, they had to send all of the artists, all 46 artists had to get mailers in the mail of the song, like the actual scratch of the song, of the what's the song? Of the album, not the album, of the single. All of these artists had to get a actual mailer. Like, we got it too easy, yo. We got it too easy. So right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm about to bring up Goliath. Shouts out to Goliath from the Mad Lucrative community. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What up? What up? What up? What up? Listen, as promised, I told y'all we were gonna bring somebody from the community that's fire, because we got the best community on earth. I'm just gonna tell y'all off the rip. But right now, all the way from Arizona, we got Goliath MTBK in the building. What up? What up? What up, man? How you feeling?
What up, Nito, man? Glad to be part of and being on here, man. Being part of your community. Just happy to be here today, man.
Man, I'm happy to have you, bro. For real. So I have questions. I got a lot of questions for you.
Oh boy.
Look, he be like, yo, your questions come with contingencies. I don't know.
Hey, look, I see them. I know they're coming. I know what I signed up for today.
So first off, where did the name come from? I'm curious.
Man, back in 2002.
Okay.
I was in the studio producing. A friend of mine came in, was like, man, you just a big ogre. I'm just gonna call you Goliath from now on. Like, okay. And so, you know, the MTBK, it stands for Make the Beat Knock. As a producer and engineer, it's what I do. You know, I'll take anybody's beat and make it knock. So
okay. It makes sense now, because I was just like, where did he get this name from? Because of course the first thing I thought was biblical. And I was like,
oh yeah, and it's kind of why I kept it too, because I'm my own worst enemy, man. So we gotta defeat ourselves all the time, right? So I look at it that way. I'm facing Goliath every day, and I'm facing myself. I got to stop telling myself I'm not good enough. I got to stop telling myself that I'm not going to make it, and continue to beat myself into submission that I am going to be the greatest. So
I love that. Wow. That's a whole different perspective. Like you just
whole different.
You cleaned that up for me in my mind, because of course my thinking was Goliath died in the Bible. Like you don't want to be Goliath, but from that perspective, that's fire. I love it. I love it. So you're in Arizona right now. Are you from Arizona originally?
Yeah, born and raised. You know, I've spent some time outside of it. I was in the military up there in North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina for a while.
Okay.
You know, and then I moved back here, went to the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences, and then went and did my internship out there in Atlanta. Was out there in Marietta, Georgia for a while. So definitely loved that place. And then came back here, went back to interning in Cali at Techno Voice Mastering. And then came back to AZ. So AZ is my spot. I love it here. The weather's nice, even though it gets hot. but it don't get cold. I ain't got to shovel snow. You know,
Okay. So
that's what.
what's the average winter like out there?
Man, I mean, we get down to maybe 40s, 50s, if we're lucky.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, for the most part, we stay in the upper 60s.
I see. I see. So, as y'all heard him say, he's into production. As far as to date, what would you say has been the biggest accomplishment thus far with
Man,
production?
my sync game, getting for those who don't know what sync is, getting music on movies, television shows, along with commercial stuff like that. That's really my strongest point. I've
Okay.
had a couple things, on the radio and here and there, but really it depends on the artist and then not necessarily the producer or engineer that gets them on the radio. It's got to be the artist that has the right sound, right?
Right.
Outside of that, though, with sync, you can really submit any kind of music and get it out there. I've got stuff on Bad Girls Club, E News Daily, Total Divas, East Los High, a lot of different TV shows. So
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Hold on, I got to give you a clap for that one. That's fire. So so when did you start? When did you get the itch to just get into production and start doing it? I know it go back.
man,
I know it go way back.
music been part of my life since I was a kid. I started out, I mean, really, my aunt was playing Ode to Joy on the piano one day, and then
Okay.
she went to spend some time with my family. And next thing I know, I was playing it from memory just by watching her play it a couple times. And that was probably when I was like a little before school age or whatever.
Okay.
But when I really decided production, I heard Timbaland and Magoo's album.
That
And
dang
that
on
was probably
Timberland.
at what, 1997, 98 when that came out.
Something like that. That
And
sound about right.
yeah, just the syncopation, the way Timbo made beats and just the way it was just so different than what we had heard
Right.
up until that point. And that's what captivated me to start focusing on, making all parts of the beat and doing everything that I was doing.
Okay. So, have you found yourself taking pieces of those elements and incorporating that in your music now, or was that just the influence to start doing music?
Really was the influence to start. When I got started, people told me don't chase anybody else. Be yourself.
Right.
So I'm not, I don't have Timberland's background. I don't have his finesse,
Right.
but I have me. So
It's
I'm gonna
big
be me.
finesse.
And if I try to chase him, I'm gonna be fake and not sound right. So that's really what it came down to. I've been playing in the churches for a while, and I just kind of said, you know what, producing is what I want to do. I mean, I want to sound like him, but the way he put things together, that's what I want to do.
Okay. So, what's your main instrument?
I play keys for most. I started out in drums, but we lived in an apartment when I was a kid, so playing the drums wasn't really conducive to where we lived.
Right. Right. Right.
So I picked up the piano and started playing that, and that's been my strongest one up until this point.
Okay.
But I play keys, I play guitar, I play bass, I play drums, I play it all.
Sweet. So, tell me this, because I have a lot of questions as it relates to music, and
Okay.
from being in my community, and kind of how I think about stuff. I'm curious to see, what do you think about where we are uh in music right now, as far as like artistry, the quality of music, the context that a lot of people are creating from. How do you feel about that?
Man, so I'm old school for sure. Learn how to play an instrument, right? But that's days are gone, and I've really adapted to where we're going as an industry. I feel early adapters are the ones who are going to succeed in any industry.
Okay.
So just like when the tractor trailer came out for farming, if you didn't, adapt to that and you just kept people out there doing it, you was going to fall behind. So you
Right.
better jump on the new stuff, right? As for artistry, man, we all know the big labels. I ain't gonna say no names, but they out there pushing just whatever at this point.
Right.
There is no learn your craft or whatever. There is no artist development. I don't feel like any of that's out there. I think a lot of the stuff we hear today is just stuff that they've put together and they know we're gonna eat it because they're gonna play it a million times. So
True. So my main concern right now is, where are we going to land when it comes to AI? And the more that develops, of course, I don't know if I've talked about it in our private groups, but I just see in the future artists will lease their voices out, and I feel like being that labels are already lazy when it comes to, they're just picking up on the algorithm. Whoever got
Mhm.
this many followers, do this, right? So I foresee tech engineers developing AI software, which is pretty much already exists. They'll
It
develop
is.
the software and they put the song out and they'll test it on like a TikTok or Instagram. They'll just test the actual AI version of the song. And then based off of the engagement, based off of how many streams it gets, they'll say, all right, look, Drake, this song worked. I want you to go learn the AI Drake song, and then you're gonna go on
Right.
tour. You're gonna go on tour and tour those songs that's already been tested via AI. And then I think the general public just gonna get lost in the sauce.
I mean, I think we're already there, right? I mean, if
No.
you ask me, I think AI has been making songs like the public gets technology maybe a couple years behind. That's how I feel. Like they've had this technology out for a long time, been testing it, and now the public's finally getting a chance to play with it too. So it
Mm.
kind of evens the play field for me, is what I hear. I don't necessarily have to have a strong writing ability. I can go to AI and say, "Hey, write me a song about love in the style of Drake," and it's gonna write me a great song. So I ain't even got to
Okay.
worry about it no more, right? Kind of levels the playing field for me. But I think on an industry standard, man, really, I think musicians are going to start winning again, because you're going to get all these people because you got to think about rights. I mean, who
Okay.
owns the song actually, right? If AI made it, we don't have the person who wrote it involved anymore.
Right.
AI made it, so we don't got to pay AI. Um, and the performance, if they decide to use, I was playing with an AI, I can't remember the name of it,
Okay.
but it literally is, you could put words in and it'll sound like somebody else singing it, and it doesn't sound all choppy or any computerized voice. It sounds like a real person singing it
And
with
this is on.
inflection. And
And this is like for general public.
yeah, general public. I wish I could remember the name, but I'll look it up and I'll put it in the comments when you post the pod, and I'll let people go take a look at it. And if you pay for the service, man, it really, you can get a great sounding record out of it. um that And it's crazy. It's
Sheesh.
crazy that it's out there. But I think you hit it on the head. It's going to go learn this song, and so now musicians are going to get a chance to learn a song and go tour,
I
and
guess
that's where you're going to make your money.
my only concern, cause I get what you're saying with that. I get that part. I think
Hmm.
my only concern would be if if AI indeed created the song, does that mean that the new coders are gonna be the writers and producers of the records? And then are the labels gonna sign those coders to do the work that we were normally doing? And then now
That's,
we're just musician.
I mean, that's where I feel it's headed. I can't say for sure, but and if we don't hurry up, but I don't know how much you mess with AI, but anyone who's messed with AI, if you don't know how to write a prompt, that thing will give you anything at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
that's true. That's
So you
true.
got to know how to write your prompts. You got to really, and I think people who are early adapting to learn how to speak to AI so that it gives you what you want are going to be the ones who eventually win on it. There's going to be a segment of people that be like, no, music has got to be made by real people, just like paintings have got to be painted by real people.
Right.
But they've got robots painting paintings. They got robots cooking. I mean,
Yeah.
they got them everywhere. So,
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't mind progressing this conversation because I'm just curious. I'm
mhm.
just curious, but I'm trying to make sure I showcase you.
Oh yeah,
this
you
is
good.
this is this is so I can assure that people are aware of what you're offering, and we push some folk to your space. So
For sure.
as of 2024, what is it that you have for the people where they can come and support you, where they can get some value from you? What is it that you're offering right now?
So obviously the production side of things, I make beats. If you're an artist looking for new beats, if you're even a company that's looking for a new jingle or whatever, we can get that done for you. That's not a problem. Outside of that, I do engineering. So I offer audio engineering services, mixing, mastering. If you're in Arizona, I have a couple spots that I work out of. The Salt Mine is one that comes to mind. Pyramix, and then Legend Studios also comes to mind.
Okay.
That I work at it for recording. So, and then if you want me to come to you, you got to pay for my plane ticket. But we'll talk about that
There we go.
offline. You know.
There we go.
But again, I'm a conservatory grad, so I offer all those services. I'm also a graphic designer. I have the full Adobe suite. I do all the photoshopping and InDesign and all that kind of stuff. I do 2D animation. I do 3D animation as well.
Okay.
So I'm really just a jack of all trades when it comes to the creative space.
That's dope. That's dope. So now my question, this is a personal question, because I have to ask every member that I get on the pod, I got to ask. When you found, or when did you come across me on social, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you come across?
I was scrolling through TikTok. I scroll a lot sometimes just to kind of see what's out there and kind of, gauge what people are doing.
Okay.
I came across you and just first off, your charisma on camera. I mean,
I appreciate
it. I love it. So I was kind of drawn to just the whole fact that you, really you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it's forced. It doesn't seem like it's, put together or whatever. It's just you.
Yeah.
But the video was about how you just got banned from TikTok. I don't remember what it was for, but I was like, man, he got banned. Let me go see what he's doing. Because, anytime TikTok bans somebody, they doing something real. That's how I feel.
Okay, I can see that. Okay.
So I had to check it out, man, and just see what you were about. And then I saw that you were doing the Lucrative community. I kind of, did my research on who you were as a musician and producer.
Okay.
Saw some of your credentials and was like, man, I got to connect and be part of this. So.
Well, dope.
Sure.
And listen. Y'all, when I tell you I'm gonna call them like my support group, because honestly, I feel like I'm a big thinker, right? I'm a big thinker when it comes to what I see in other people. But then it's very few people that can be like, yo, have you thought about this? Like, this might be a little bit easier if you do this. So Goliath, Fabian, Trey, Tammy, they have been like my go-to people. I'm just like, okay, I get it. I'm listening. So it's not just a one-way thing. Like I appreciate y'all for real. And my joint gonna keep going off like I'm already up. Like, but yeah.
Keep hitting the snooze instead of stop.
Yeah, I keep having but if I push stop, then it's gonna kill the live on Instagram. So
right.
So all right, so got a little digging. Let's do a little digging. So you told me, you were dating a sister, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
It's my preferred race, I guess.
Oh,
Not to sound racist.
Yeah. So when it comes to y'all's dynamic, but no, first off, I guess, have you always dated sisters?
I mean, so a little background, but I'm gonna be as
don't put too
honest
much out
about myself as I can be.
I would say don't put too much out if it's too much. Leave it.
Married 3 times, so
okay.
The first time I married a white girl, it was young. I was young. It just wasn't worth it.
Okay.
Second time I married a Latina, man, they're spicy. That's all I can really say about that without getting.
I'm spicy though too. I'm spicy. Okay.
But they're spicy on a different level, man. Just
okay.
So that kind of turned me off on that side of things. And I mean, I've always been attracted to Black women.
Okay.
And I just decided that that's what I was going to stick with. I wasn't really going to play around with anything else. And I've been happy about that. We all have our ups and downs in relationships, but that's how relationships go.
So the thing is, I feel like you are very, I guess, I ain't gonna say calculated, but I feel like you're very aware. I'm gonna say that. I feel like you're very aware, and I appreciate when that happens. It's that type of union, because I think a lot of folk just like, even with Black dudes, they'll date the white girl because it's like a fetish. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for So I just appreciate when people are genuine. I really appreciate that. I would dig, but I'm not gonna dig.
Dig is not. Look, I'm open, man. I'm here for it. I knew what I signed up for.
So
I've seen some of your comments.
Well, no. So what would you say is the biggest barrier in a relationship between what is it? I can't think of how you say it now. What multicultural relationships, like
The
mixed
I don't know, the
relationship,
blended,
yeah, all of that. Now, did you
all
have
that, right?
kids? Did you have kids when you met her? Did
I
she have kids?
so I had a daughter before her,
Okay.
and then we've had a daughter together,
Okay.
and so I got a mixed child as well as a child that is mostly white. I am half Mexican as well, so just so you know.
Okay. That's what.
So it's not
Okay.
just all white boy
I
type
see
situation.
now. I
Although
see.
every time I walk into the studio, that's what I get. So, oh, who's the white boy?
Yeah.
For me, I think the biggest thing is just the state of crisis that we're in America. It is really a distinction between white people and black people or people of color, I should say at that point.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, media, and just everything that's going on, with the police situations and all that stuff, it's just that becomes, because I want to be, relevant, or not relevant, but respectful
Right.
of what's going on. But I'm mostly white. When people see me, they see a white dude, right?
Right.
And that being said, I can't I don't want to get so far that I'm cultural appropriation and I'm wearing dashikis and stuff. But at the same time, I still want to be there for the cause. So
Right.
I gotta run things past her. And as long as we're respectful of who we are, she knows I'm never coming from a place of anger or a place of hate. I'm just trying to understand.
I love it.
So, and that's the way I look at things. And I'm all for equality of people.
Okay.
And you can't have that if you're just hating on white people all the time, and vice versa. You can't have that if I'm just hating on black people all the time.
I
You gotta
agree.
respect each other.
I agree. I think, I ain't gonna say I've always, well, yeah. Like my grandfather came up as a brick mason and an actual mason, like the Freemason, all that stuff, right? So that's a whole nother conversation, which I'm not gonna get into. But it was always Latino people, white guys. They always worked together when it came to working on properties.
Mhm.
So the funny thing is, when I see what they try to project on television or in media, with all the separation, I just think of real life. Even my 9 to 5 that I had last year, dude,
Mhm.
it was white boys that was on the trailers. When it came to a main break, that was the biggest thing we had back then. If it came to a main break, if you black or white, we jumping in that hole. We getting the impact drills and we going to work. And it
For real.
wasn't it wasn't a color thing. And I look at what's going on in media, and I'm just like, y'all are really trying to project the same type of thing from back in the day. And if you ask me, all right, now they might call me a grifter or whatever. But if you ask me, I feel like we have come a long way when it comes to the relationships between the races. Um,
For sure. You're always going to have extremists on both sides.
yeah,
And that's what you got to look at. But I think even in my experience, and that's what I focus on things, I don't really care about what's going on in the government and all the news. And I mean, I barely watch TV as it is. I have the streaming services, but I'm not going to watch news or any of that stuff because they're feeding you an agenda at the end of the
right,
day.
right.
And their agenda could be one way or the other. It just depends on their personal experience or what they're after.
Yeah,
For me, it's about my personal experiences with people. I'm not going to judge you because of the color of your skin. I'm going to judge you by the actions that you put forth towards me.
bingo.
And if you're going to be negative towards me, guess what? You're going to get some negativity from me. You're going to be positive towards me, then, we're going to live in harmony and it's going to be all right.
Nah, I gotta say it. I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it. Goliath said, "If you want smoke, he got the smoke."
Right. Awesome.
But look, we can't dig on that because YouTube been killing my algorithm. So, how can everybody find you? And we can put everything in the subject on YouTube so they can do all that good stuff.
Right. So it's real simple. I'm a big branding guy. So everywhere it is Goliath MTBK.
Okay.
So GOLIATH MTBK. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, I've got.
All right, cool. And
So that's
go ahead. Go ahead.
oh yeah, that's everything. The website is gmtbk.com. So G for Goliath, mtbk.com.
Okay.
And that has all my music. It has a way to get a hold of me. I would tell you the best way to reach out to me though is gonna be through like social media, Instagram, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Goliath, everybody. I told you, look, we are fire, and we got Fabian in the chat over here, but we are
What up,
fire.
Fabian?
All right, y'all, please make sure y'all go support Goliath. He got some dope stuff going on. I'm gonna get him to get his ebook popping. We ain't. We gonna get an ebook coming out of him sometime.
We getting there. I got a couple other things going. Be looking out. I got a podcast coming called Speak on It, where it's gonna be talking about interracial relationships and stuff like that. So definitely look out for that. I also got a show called The Social Worker coming pretty soon. Look for that, which is really gonna be a nice thing. We got a kind of different spin on it, which is gonna be fun. So.
Okay. All right, Goliath, everybody. If y'all do have questions in the chat, though, go ahead and put them in the chat. If y'all got questions on Super Chats on YouTube, put them in the chat right quick, and we could talk. Dookie, what up, what up, what up? Nah, that's facts. I was just guessing. Okay. Let's see. Travis Payne said, what's up? I'm gorgeous. I appreciate that. Don't nobody have nothing in the chat. Super Chat's quiet. Come on, dog. Adrian, I just saw that message. Who am I pulling for in the Super Bowl? Who's playing in the Super Bowl? I told you I'm really not a sports person. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna give you an answer. Hold up. I've been watching this football all summer, dog. Well, no, football's in the fall. I've been watching football all fall since Thanksgiving, dog. Hold, give me a second. Let's see. Super Bowl. I'm pulling for Kansas. I'm pulling for Kansas City. So I just did that. Kansas City been killing it. You know what I mean? They got what's Taylor Swift's boyfriend name? What's his boyfriend? What's the boyfriend? Travis Kelce has been killing it all season. So I'm just looking forward to a good game. They're gonna kill it. They're coming into the joint. He coming to the joint. Travis he gonna have I don't know how many touchdowns. He gonna be killing it. Kansas City, I think Kansas City gonna get it. Y'all know ain't no sports, dude. I am gonna watch it though. Y'all know why I'm watching it. Can y'all guess why I'm watching the Super Bowl? Can you guess why I'm watching the Super Bowl? What Cheryl say? What Trey say? I wish I needed in the Us. That's why I'm watching the Super Bowl for Usher. Indeed. In the words of famous Pops from the Wayans brothers, get to thee. So, okay. This is a bar too. This is a bar. I want to end the pot on this bar. And everybody on Super Chats, I am looking at only doing one pod a week. And I'm going to replace that Friday with a different type of content because we do have the Yummy Language food review coming out. And I got more music reviews coming out soon. So I want to make space for all of the content. Right now, the podcast is like mid-level. It's mid-level of importance. So although y'all come to me every Tuesday and Friday for the pre-show, I am willing, if y'all want this on TikTok too, I am willing to get on and just do a pre-show for y'all, just like to kick y'all weekend off. If y'all want that, I'll do it. But as far as like me doing the podcast after the pre-show, I'm not going to do it because it's not converting like I want it to convert right now. Music reviews are converting. Yummy Language will convert. And this is the thing. This is a word to the wise for all my content creators. Cheryl says, yes. Okay, I got you. But this is for my content creators. Don't be afraid to learn in public. Like, don't be afraid to learn and pivot while you're actually doing the work. It's okay to have to pivot. I think that it's the beauty. Again, it's the beauty in learning in real time. A lot of people they underestimate, especially content creators, Content creators underestimate the value of showing your audience and showing your following that you're bringing in. Yo, I had to learn this. I learned this when this happened. When this happened, I had to pivot. I think a lot of people, especially if you have followers that's like you, like I know a lot of my people, especially my lucrative community members, a lot of them are like me and they might just be on like certain levels of it. They hadn't got to this level just yet. So for me, I think it's important to show them, okay, well, look, when this happens, you got to pivot. When this happens, you better pivot and do this, because if you don't pivot, you're going to get stuck in the sauce. And if you get stuck, it's going to be even harder to try to work your way out of being stuck versus just pivot. Just pivot, right? Don't be afraid to learn on the fly. So, yeah, on Fridays, I'll do the pre-show. Cheryl was the only person that said something on TikTok. Everybody on the super chat says yes. So I got you. We'll do a pre-show on Fridays. Podcast will be on Tuesdays only. And like I said, I am going to up music reviews. Music reviews has been doing a really good job converting. So if you have not attended one of my music reviews on TikTok, y'all need to come over. It's a vibe. But if y'all got anything in the chat, let me know. Shouts out to Goliath. That was a great interview, guy. See how I did that? Yeah. Goliath. Yeah. Fire. All right, I'm looking for y'all. All hearts and minds are clear, huh? All hearts and minds are clear. I'm looking at TikTok too right now. Let's see what Cheryl says. Trey says change is inevitable. Man, come on, Trey, man. Trey, again, Trey, Goliath, Tammy, Fabian. These people in my lucrative community, y'all have no idea how much y'all are actually, y'all are feeding into me. Honestly, it makes me feel good. I appreciate y'all. All right. But I will see y'all on the pre-show this weekend. Y'all have a good week, man. Y'all don't do nothing that I would do. Don't do nothing that I won't do. So that means just be you. Don't do what I do. Do you. All right. I'll see y'all till next week. Well, yeah, till next week. Peace. All right.